So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, for game number 2 between PuckChamp and Winstrike from Dota 2 Champions League, season number 4. And PuckChamp batted out the Weaver just like they did in that first game, but this time they actually decided to remove the Monkey King. So it's not going to fall into the hands of Yamich this time. I think before they banned out the Sand King instead. So that is going to be the pool option for Winstrike to pick that up, as they've got the second 2 picks. But I think it's a hero which they have liked to roll. It's their most picked hero in this current patch. Grabbed it 5 times, and they've won 4 out of those 5 times of it, so it's not too bad. I don't know if they prioritise it enough to snap it up straight away yet again. We'll have to wait and see. But it seems like PuckChamp are literally just focusing on to the most picked heroes that they've played so far, so it makes sense. And they're going to grab the Bane this time for themselves. Make sure Pantoman doesn't get it this time round. But there you go. You immediately know that it's to snap up that Sand King the first opportunity that they get. Do not want to let PuckChamp have the opportunity to ban it out. And they'll even grab the ET. So that's already quite a strong offlane, really. Sand King with the Burrow and the Sandstorm was a good initiation. Then in comes the ET with the briefcase that's gone through about 20,000 creeps, and he hits for 100 damage. Just like plop, 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 and you're dead. That's going to be brutal. That will be very, very brutal.
5 seconds remain.
So we'll see what position 1 PuckChamp are going to try and grab into lane up against this. Because I assume the Bane's definitely going to be the 5. Wouldn't ever see that as a 4 or anything like that. It doesn't seem to work in that role. They actually decide to grab the Pangolier themselves. So having a little bit of a draft swap round here. Winstrike again, all new heroes, where PuckChamp are literally just taking Winstrike's lineup from game number 1. We'll see if that follows suit anymore, or if they might actually start throwing a little bit of their own flair. We'll have to wait and see. Oh man, I feel so stiff. This is why I stopped going to the gym, boys. My body can't take it. I'm too weak, man. Too weak.
10 seconds remain.
But they banned out the Bloodseeker. We'll see what they're going to take out next. Maybe it might be worth removing the Puck, because Metal was a very pain in the ass of that. I mean, he did do... The laning phase didn't go that great for him, as Young G was able to control him for a majority of it. So maybe they're happy just to leave that in there. I suppose it wasn't the key reason about why they ended up losing that game. Just an added factor. I think the main reason why they lost that game was because they had a position 1 Tiny, which didn't do anything. Didn't do anything at all. It was a confusing pick, and it had the outcome you'd expect, so... Yeah, I imagine we're not going to see that again. I don't think we'll see that again anytime soon. They also banned out Night Stalker. Meanwhile, Winstrike, they've taken away the Medusa, as well as obviously the Sven and the Gyro from the first phase, so purely focusing towards crit on this position 1. Maybe they want to bottleneck him into that Tiny pickup yet again. We'll have to wait and see. What are the other sort of main calls that they've been picking up? Actually, PuckChamp have been playing a lot of Dawnbreaker. She only got added to Captain's Mode a few days ago. And yet it's their 5th most picked hero. Grabbed it 5 times. And they've won 4 out of 5 times of it. So that could potentially be on the cards for them to grab this time round as well. I'm surprised they didn't make an appearance in that first game. It wasn't banned, was it? Actually, no, it was banned. It was banned.
10 seconds.
So I imagine they're probably going to snap that up in this next phase.
5 seconds.
Here's the Winstrike. They do take away the Invoker, so they are going to focus a little bit towards Young G as well. We'll see if they can leave his Lina in the pool. I think if they leave the Lina, he'll probably end up taking it again. Makes the most amount of sense. Well, really, it's just been a lot of off-lane heroes banned out here from PuckChamp. Like, the Bloodseeker, the Night Stalker, as well as the Beastmaster, when there's already been a Shadow King pickup? Shadow King? Sand King? Do Winstrike play this Sand King as a mid-lane hero then or something? Which is why PuckChamp are just completely disregarding it? They must do. Otherwise... It makes absolutely no sense to be banning out all these off-lane heroes when there's already a Sand King there. I should go for an Ogre Magi. So it's like, 100% melee strength lineup coming out here for Winstrike. Sounds interesting. Yeah, you just got both of your two supports are just super tanks. This is going to be pretty difficult lineup to bust here from PuckChamp.
5 seconds remain. Radiant must choose.
I actually decided to go for the Mirana. Okay. So, definitely a core Pangolier then in that case. Position 4, Mirana, 3 Pango, 5 Bane. So just their mid lane and carry left to pick up right now. And they're going to go for the Ember Spirits. They're leaving the final pick for crit yet again, just like they did in that first match. And Winstrike looks like they're after their carry and mid laner themselves. So they've got the opportunity now to pick up a decent mid lane to play up against this Ember. Unless it is a Sand King mid. In which case, they might just be happy with that the way it is and just leave it. I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird. So, 44 seconds left to reserve time. I'm giving it a good think. Real good thunky thunk.
It is Radiant's back.
And they're going to go for a Faceless Void. Okay. So that is their position 1, I would assume. The only downside I'm seeing here to that is that at the moment they have 100% melee lineup, and Faceless Void doesn't really like playing around a lot when his teammates are all melee, because most of the time you're going to end up just freezing your own team, and even if you do get a good freeze where you catch load of the enemy, none of your teammates are actually going to be able to pump any damage into it because they're all fucking melee. Seems weird. I mean, still the Sand King could just like blink in with the Epicenter, sure. Split Earth from the ET can get chucked in there, and the Ogre Magi is just pure spells. So maybe it's not too bad. Maybe it's better than what I'm thinking. Maybe still, it's looking like they're just after a mid laner now for Winstrike, and PuckChamp are after their own position 1.
5 seconds. Radiant's turn to ban.
I'm quite sure what the best sort of position 1 carry to play up against the Faceless Void is. My mind is running blank for counters to that particular situation. Ban out the Lifestealer. Maybe they might just focus here to more tanky based position 1s. So the Sven's already been removed. What other sort of tanky position 1s are there that PuckChamp have rolled with in the past? Not really any to show. Unless they want to do like a position 1 Dawnbreaker. It would be interesting to see. They've ran the Lycan a couple of times, but Lycan against Faceless Void doesn't seem very good at all. Alright, Spectre actually. Spectre's a good shout. That's a good ban. Troll? Ah, Troll Warlord could actually be quite nice. There's something here that they've run before in the past. And if you can survive that initial bit of damage in the Chrono, you just pop your Battle Trance and you just immediately shred the Faceless Void afterwards. So I do actually quite like the Troll Warlord here. Yeah, I think that's a good shout. I assume that's probably a hero that Crit can play. I mean, they picked it before, so you must be able to roll with it. So yeah, that sounds good to me. And then Winstrike will then just be after their own mid laner to play up against the Ember Spirit. Maybe they could go for the... I was going to say Void, but they need someone to do damage from afar. Maybe they could actually get the Lina. The Lina is actually a pretty good shout for them. Obviously, really long attack range. Goes to the physical damage right-click build, so you'll be able to shred anybody stuck in the Chrono as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Troll Warlord for PuckChamp, and then Lina for Winstrike is what I would go for. I'm giving it a real good think, though. They've got plenty of reserve time to work with. Not draft themselves into a corner where they have to just rush their last pick. Always feels rough when you have to do that. You're real good thinking. But yeah, I'm already set. I'm gonna hands off keyboard for me. Troll Warlord would be my shout. Whether if they'll listen to my amazing tactical skills or not, who knows? One can only imagine.
Dire's turn to pick. Anti-mage.
Okay, they decided to go for the anti-mage. Okay. I always thought that Faceless Void is relatively good against an anti-mage because the whole point of the hero is that you just constantly jump in and out of fights. It's hard to lock him down. But if you've got the Chronosphere and you trap him, you're going to be able to pummel into him really easily, especially if there is a Lina for Winstrike. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that one, to be honest. I don't know. Yeah, okay, still the Lina though for Winstrike, right? What the fuck is this? What is this? What? What is this lineup? What? You got Faceless Void, but you got pure melee lineup to go with it. It's very limited amount of damage that can actually be chucked in. I don't know. So yeah, Meladrill is running the mid Sand King, so clearly that is something that they've played before in the past, and it's worked out quite nicely. Played up against Young G on the Ember Spirit. I assume he'll be going for the points into the Flame Guard to try and negate some of the Sandstorm damage. But then, mind you, his shield wouldn't last very long, and he doesn't get much DPS effect himself. It's cool, one of those like double-edged sword situations. I don't know. Both of those two last picks, not the ones that I was thinking of whatsoever. I don't know if that means I'm just completely wrong or these guys are completely wrong. I would assume it's me, seems how these are, professional players. I don't know. We're going to find out. We are going to find out what is actually going down in this game. But I mean, look at these lineups. I feel PuckChamps would be better because Winstrike's it doesn't synergize. Void Chrono just catch set for a stomp and epicenter. I don't. It's dumb. I don't know Neon Shrimp. I don't know, man. Like if this final pick was a Lina and they had some way of dealing damage in the Chrono, I get it. Because you could still epicenter, you can still Earth Split into the Chrono as well as the right click DPS from the Lina, but the Slardar just can't do anything in Chrono. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't even like the anti-mage last pick. Strange stuff, man. Strange stuff. But hey, that's Dota. You always get some crazy lineups. Ooh. It can't be the same every single time, otherwise the game would just be incredibly boring. You gotta have some variety. You gotta mix it up. Keep people on their toes. But even so, here we are, ladies and gentlemen, for game number 2 between PuckChamp and Winstrike for the Dota 2 Champions League season number 4. It looks like PuckChamp immediately going for a smoke play down towards the bot. But that's exactly where Winstrike are actually heading themselves. We could have a little first blood team fight here. Who's actually going to be leading the charge here for PuckChamp? They're going to go for the big wrap round. As Winstrike is sort of set up on the high ground, ready to break this smoke when it comes. Now this is charging up. Winstrike going to see this coming. They can try and set up around it as best as they can. And it looks like they have to immediately disengage. Actually, Melis, he jumps in deep, completely surrounded. Does manage to back on out. The arrow's going to make a little bit of space with the time dilation hitting onto 5 people from Dracho. Everyone on the side of PuckChamp is just super slow. Looks like they're focused on... Jesus Christ, the right clicks does so much damage. Ducalis now being the focus of hate here from Yamich. And that Astral Spirit connects onto 5 heroes. I didn't actually get a check to see what his damage was. What is it? Damage from heroes, hit 5. So that would have been plus 100. He was hitting for 156 damage at 0 minutes in. Real brutal. It looks like PuckChamp, they're still going to try and contest this bottom room. Pantomime's running in there. Doesn't end up winning the clicking war. But even still, it looks like it's going to be 3 runes going over towards Winstrike. But it looks like they found the setup here onto Yamich. The sleep into Yarrow. And first blood will be found from Melez. So okay, they lose 3 for 1 on the bounties, but they get the first blood bonus. So yeah, it balances out a little bit. That's not too bad. Mela's even just running all the way back to lane, not deciding to use his TP, so he's going to miss out an entire creep wave. Well, a majority of a creep wave anyway. Most of it's going to get denied here. The PuckChamp going to go for another setup here. Arrow onto Yamich. They're going to freely beat into him. Do they actually have enough damage to find this kill? Because it's quite a tanky man. Nice done from Cheshire Cat to make some space for the ET to back on out. And Yamich even just going to pop his own salve. I wonder how long they're going to keep this little tri-lane setup going. Maybe they might disengage it soon. We'll see. I think Melez probably could 1v1 Dracho, but now that Pantoman's here, it's going to be able to make plenty of space for Dracho just to carry on farming up. In this mid, so we've got Youngji on the Ember Spirit versus Melojule's Sand King. 5-1 to 5-0. Pretty neck and neck at the moment. So is this going to be the 0 levels of Sandstorm build? Just pure points into Caustic Finale and just harass out Youngji that way? It's pretty brutal amount of damage when you get a few early levels into it. It really stacks up. Especially if you get like one big explosion. You get the tap onto like 4 creeps, then you get the last hit and they all pop, then it's really, really disgusting. Fire strike in. A little bit more damage. Of course, the finale range wasn't very big. Does the radius increase as you level it up? No, it doesn't. Explosive radius, 500. Oh, you had the flame guard on, which negated it. But even just the caustic finales negate flame guard so easily. Yeah, Pantomime just constantly charging at Melez. Making sure that Dracho just has complete free time farming away. But even still, talking about free times, Crit's got an even better one. 13 and 7 right now. Just so scary for Cheshire Cat as well as Yamich to get close to the creep wave. A sleep and an arrow can come out of nowhere and just end up setting up for a free kill. I mean, maybe not kill, as these guys don't really have that much of a damage output, and both of these two are very, very tanky. But they could definitely just harass them out, make as much space for the anti-mage as they can. Actually, a couple of right clicks there. Cheshire Cat does get hit by the stun, and the jump forward is there from Crit as well. A couple of right clicks getting blocked by the creep wave, as well as the brain tap. One more right click's all they need. They do actually find it. Ducalis getting the touch. So another kill there for the Bane. Taking down Cheshire Cat. They're still up top. Melez is just getting pressured so damn much. 17 and 3 to this faceless void of Dracho. I mean, he's still getting some experience. He's level 3. Nearly about to hit his level 4. So somehow he actually has more experience. I suppose Pantomine's actually constantly the creep wave.
The prize is
So he's blowing him out quite a lot. And now Pantomine's actually going to head down towards the bot lane. So it's back down to a 1 versus 1 situation. We'll see if Melez is actually going to be able to get much out of this. Carlos, got to be careful. Cheshire wants to get the cut off there, but not fast enough. He'll manage to survive. Ooh. Astral trying to get the kill onto the Sand King's courier. And Lily ends up just giving his own life away. But still this mid. Definite advantage at the moment for Melojule. 25 and 7 to the 18 and 1 of Young G. I mean, it only transmutes to about 200 net worth. Which ain't that much. We'll see if that rift grows up anymore. Okay, actually he's only doing the 1 point in Caustic Finale. Thought he might have gone for like the 2-1-2 build, but he's gone for the 2-2-1 instead. Close that. Stun onto Crit. They're going to try to lead up. Nice little sleep from Ducalis. Allows Crit to get the blink back. I mean, now that there's 3 heroes down here, they're just sort of screwing up their own experience flow because... I was going to say, Astral's not even here, but no, he has returned himself. It doesn't look like they're going to bother trying to go for any kill. Like, all of these guys, they're just so goddamn tanky. Every single one of them. There's no squishy int hero in this lane. Just 3 strength heroes. Just plodding about, doing their own thing. Making your life a misery. And still, Just the free farm with the Faceless Void at the top. 35 and 15 at the top of the net worth as well. Couple of 100 gold on top of the Anti-Mage. And a full level as well. Carlos now getting run out a little bit. Gets hit by the stun there from Cheshire. They can try and focus down to the arrow, gets a connection onto Pantomime, but not enough to make space for Carlos to fall back. Because he still ends up dying. It was. Who's trying to ring me? My brother was trying to ring me. Not right now. Oh, down on the bot. Have a little go here onto Pantomime. The right clicks will crit hurt a lot. The Dragon the creep waves. Can he get it denied? No, he can't. Astral's final right touch does get it. Crit able to get the blink out. Avoids another stun there from Cheshire Cat. Meta Jewel coming in there with the haste. Finds a free kill there onto Astral.
Lives like grains of sand.
And this man's definitely building up a big lead himself. Level 7. About half one over the top of Young G. And still just flash farming away. 700 gold now. Just starting to actually be a fair chunk at only 6.5 minutes into the game. And going straight in for the Blink Dagger. Nothing else. Sometimes you see a lot of like mids go for the first time with the bots, but not this man. Meta's getting gone at the top. They're even going to drop down the Chronosphere. He's not getting any bashes though. Young G's even made his own rotation in. Can he get one bash? He gets the bash! As soon as he was about to transform. The luck. And now Young G's at the spot bomber himself. He does have a remnant that he could chuck down. Jacho's just after one more bash. Not going to be able to find it. Oh, Venetral comes in there with the cutoff. And another stun. One more right click. I don't even need it. He ends up popping. So 2 kills there for Winstrike. Take it down the mid as well as the off lane. And Jacho, that final bash just as the ultimate was about to go off. I mean, it wouldn't have made much difference because he didn't bash at all while he was in the chrono. So really it balanced itself out. But still, the 2 main cores on the side of Winstrike at the top of the net worth. They're only 7 minutes 40 in. And by a fair chunk as well. Going very, very nicely for them. We'll see if they're able to keep up this lead and maybe transition this into some serious early aggression. Only 100 gold for Melojewel's Blink Dagger. And then I'm sure he'll start getting super active across the map with the epicenter. It was actually the first time from Dracho. He's giving a hand to Midas or something. I don't know, he's building into the Echo Saber. Pretty standard item for a Void. Sometimes you see people go for a Maelstrom just to help up their farm and speed and DPS. As obviously Battlefield doesn't do much nowadays. But down bot, Cheshire Cat actually ends up getting caught out there. Crit finding the last touch as well. Bit of extra gold for the Anti-Mage. He's on track to have his Battle Fury online at a pretty decent timing. Has enough to fully complete the Perseverance. I'm just going to go for the damage items instead. Helps ramp up your farmer speed a bit more than what mana regen will. So you had to see a successful rotation from Young G this game though. So he did make that first move towards the top, but it obviously backfired very badly.
The prize is mine.
Natural. Just hanging about. Maybe seeing if they could try and set up some sort of gank. I think he did get the spot. There's a 1 stack on the Ancients there. Nothing really to worry about at this stage. Oh, now Melojewel. Epicenter. Ramping it up. Wants to make a move onto someone. Who's actually going to show their face? Crit's hiding in the trees as well as Ducalis. Both playing super, super safe. The Astral Spirit here from Yamich. Going to try and scout this out. Actually, some juking around it. Instead, in the mid lane. Pantomime was getting dive from them. The rotation of Melojewel with the epicenter. They're going to try and focus down onto Young G if they can. He jumps out. Oh, he dropped 2 of his Ether remnants, 2 of his fire remnants there. And then he gets locked in. There's definitely this any way to survive this one. Oh, maybe. Astral, can he get a decent arrow? Oh no, can't get the arrow off fast enough. And that looks like he's just going to die as well. He's going to try and jump TP. Yeah, there shouldn't be any sort of stop unless Dracho gets a bash. He does! The first hit bash! This man's luck has no limits. Low limits at all. That's the 3+1 kill. Just more space across the map being made here for Winstrike. I assume their Meta Jewel's going to be building like a Veil of Discord, right? He's just got some resources coming out. I'd assume it'd be a Veil of Discord just to ramp up their magic damage. Because they do have a decent amount of it. Oh, Drashu getting Coil here at the top. Roll Thunder coming in from Melee's. Jump forwards there. It's actually enough damage with the shield crash. And they do find him at long last. It's a very high priority kill. Pantomim's just trying to run down Ducalis himself. See if he gets some sort of retaliation here. But Pantomim's going to be careful. A Bane is a really annoying hero to try and actually take out. Oh, crit though. He actually ends up getting found in the bot lane because I've been watching this little shit show. Another Fire Blast. One more Brain Sap takes him down, so he does die, but yeah, crit. Gets caught out by 3 heroes. Another rotation for Melajul, panning out very nicely. Didn't even need the Epicenter for that one, apparently. Still on cooldown. Over now. Melez, he TP's in here. He's super low. Going to focus on the damage, the Starfall, as well as the Shield Crash. It's enough damage to find him. Cheshire Cat just able to escape. The Melajul moved down towards the boy. He's going to run into the radius there of the Sentry Ward, so they know exactly where he is. And they're all just too healthy to deal with. Youngji's still trying to build into this Maelstrom. I mean, it's not that far behind, really, but needs this online as fast as he can. Start actually ramping up his effectiveness in these fights. His team needs some space. Crit. Nearly got enough for his Claymore, and then it's just the Void's Stone left away. I think if he didn't die, he probably would have had at least the... it's probably been like 500 gold off completing this item, perhaps.
Never refuse gold given.
Carlos just bumps into Cheshire Cat, says hello with a little sleep, walks it off. Doesn't want to commit. And Melez has Mage Slayer. Very early Mage Slayer at that. That's interesting. Okay, it works. It works nicely against the Sand King, for sure. As he's pretty much purely magic damage. The Faceless Void, no. The Slardar, no. The ET, just the Split Earth. And that's not really that much damage, to be honest. Well, it's max XP is damage. So I guess that works out quite nicely as well. And obviously the Ogre Magi is just pure magic damage. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. So I assume he's going to be getting the Ags then. So when he does his little jumps whilst rolled up, he hits everyone. And he can actually apply that minus magic damage. So, a lot of heroes from PuckChamp at the top lane. One are just guaranteed to take down this tier 1 tower, which they should be able to get. Meanwhile, the rest of Winstrike's members sort of converging around the tier 1 in the mid. It's still pretty healthy. It looks a bit sheepish to actually decide to start hitting into it. So they're all just sat here. All their ultimates available to use. Epi, Chrono, Split Earth. All ready to rock and roll and deal some damage. Just waiting to see if PuckChamp will actually contest them and give them that fight that they've been looking for. Just a couple of pokes and prods, forcing them back. Cheshire Cat run around the side, force them to sort of move away from the safety of those trees. Neither team wants to just commit. Playing super cautiously. Dracho going to go back into hitting onto the building. Actually, jump forward, Mega Drop, but he misses. The Burst Strike off the mark. Even the sleep's going to be avoided. Melez now stuck in the corner. Go for the Rolling Thunder. Gets the first stun there onto the Faceless Void. Another roll through. Oh, he pushes him out of the way of the arrow, but it hits Yamich instead. It actually pans out perfectly. They end up getting the 2 kills out there. Actually, the jump force over Meladrill with the epicenter of the surf splitter. It's loads of damage. They quickly take down 2 of them. Yamich still ends up falling, but the bash from Cheshire Cat holding Meles in place is still pretty damn tanky. One more right click, and they do find him. Even Pantomine's found the stun here onto Astral with the follow-up of the Burrow Strike. No leaps available, so Astral's just going to get caught here. So it ends up being a 4-for-2 trade in the favor of Winstrike. And it sort of started clunky, worked out really well, and then it was a complete disaster for PuckChamp. Just really all over the place. But just like that, 4-for-2. Big chunk of golden experience going into their favor. I'm sure they would have very much enjoyed that Dracho would have survived that. But here, you can't get everything. But at least for PuckChamp, Crit was not involved. He was still off doing his own anti-mage things, just farming around the map. And he's going in for the Manta style next. So just following a very standard build pattern for pretty much every single anti-mage in the game. At Meladrill, looks like he's found another jump here onto Ducalis. Arrow will get the grab onto Cheshire Cat, and Youngji's on top of him. But the Stomp's going to force him to disengage. They can't quite find that grab. Mele's rolling forwards. He gets the stun onto Pantomime. Going to leave him. He's going to focus onto a more high priority kill. It's just down to Ducalis to actually finish that one off. He should be able to with one more brain sap usage. They re-engage with Meladrill. They've got the stun initiation onto Meles. He's trying to run away, but the time dilation is making him super damn slow. One more jump forwards, and they do find it there with another bash. So actually a favourable trade in the end of the end of that engagement for Winstrike. Another jump forward to Meladrill. The stun onto Young G. Do they have any sort of follow-up? The crush actually ends up missing. And he gets deleted from Ducalis. The brain tap, too much damage. A little bit of an overextension there for Winstrike, maybe. They're still going to carry on pressure in for this tier 1 tower. They have the catapult, and they still have Chrono to use here for Dracho. Another sleep surf with Ducalis into the arrow. He's going to jump forwards. A lot of damage. Then actually block the burst. It does. The final Starfall gets a connection. He will fall. The Earth Splitter. He will hit onto Astral as well. He's getting super low. He's going to try to disengage. The Mana Void from Crit wasn't able to find the kill. He actually ends up ticking down. The epicenter too much damage. The Fiend's going to do a lot of damage onto Meladrill, but he's still able to survive. He's going to walk off. Ducalis. Did he avoid it? No, he didn't avoid the ignite. He's going to end up ticking down to that. Astral, though, does actually find the kill there onto Pantomime. I think the long-range arrow got the connection. But still, as the Enders jumping in, they do want to fall back. Youngji gets the +1 onto Yamich, but it looks like Astral will as well. No, he doesn't. He survives with 20 HP. Cheshire Cat has to run away instead. Arrow off the mark there. Blink Dagger up in a second, but gets cancelled out from the Sleight of Fist. And another kill there for PuckChamp. So just a fight is just completely all over the place. Absolute madness from both teams. But a 4-for-2 trade in the favour of PuckChamp this time. But it does, once again, cost the life of the position 1. I mean, it looks like Crit came in to try and get a nice Mana Void connection, but he's got stunned before he can actually cast it. There's too much control. His farm's not doing too great. I mean, he's second in net worth, but I feel like it would be better. Oh, he didn't even pick up the bounty runes. Did he see him? Okay, he did. Just blinked off to the side first. So Meladrill, okay, he didn't decide to go in for the Veil of Discord. Going in for the BKB instead. I mean, that's not going to help you against Fiend's Grip, though. And if you're the only one with a BKB, you'll probably be the primary target for that. Maybe Dracho. I mean, at this stage of the game, the Faceless Void isn't really doing that much. It takes a fair bit of time before his right click to actually start to make much of a difference. So we might have another little clash here. Meladrill ramping up the epicenters. They saw them coming in. Actually, they're going to go for their own smoke underneath their own ward. Scanned it to get the connection there for Winstrike. And Cheshire Cat's actually going to lead the charge. Does break the smoke there onto Astral. Puts the own ward up on the high ground. He's about jumping forwards. Oh, Meladrill misses the stun because the blink back was there for Meles. Is on time. PuckChamp just completely bailing out to the top side. Do not want to stick around for this fight at all. The jump forward Cheshire Cat gets hit by the Flaming Lasso as well as into the arrow. And down he goes again. This man just gets called out. Roll forwards there from Meles. Gets the 1 stun. Just onto Pantomime. He's going to roll in for the second. Just keep him controlled up. Meanwhile, though, the rest of the squad have jumped onto the Bane in the backlines and found him for a free kill. His team separated away from him. Youngji just getting a jump away himself there. So it ends up being a 1-for-1. Well, actually, no, a 2-for-1. Melis finds the edge grab there onto Pantomime. Split as well as the Burrow Strike. It's going to be a lot of damage. They get the connection. Can he get any sort of jump away? No, doesn't. Dracho just stun locks him to hell. Godlike spree now for Melachul. 9-0 and 5 at 20 minutes in. The Sand King is doing work. It really does seem like the main thing that's keeping his team in it. BKB just gets finished up there for Melachul. Going to give him a little bit of extra safety in these next fights. Dracho just trying to build into a S and Y by the look. I think he did initially have the Manta style queued up, but decided to change his mind on that one. The status resistance would be really, really effective at dealing with like the sleep arrow combo. Because sometimes if that sleep just lasts a few milliseconds less, it can give the opportunity to break out and dodge the arrow. See if that's actually going to come about though. They're now going to go for a 4-man smoke into the enemy triangle. They can run into Jakalis. It will be the sacrifice here, but I mean, it was just the position 5. And even still, he's still alive for now. The choice, the BKB gets committed. Dracho does get the connection there with the Chronosphere onto Young G, but he doesn't have any damage at this stage of the game. He has to try and run away. Now Melis is keeping chase with the Rolling Thunder, stun-locking quite a few of them, but he has to jump himself out there now. Melachul was just looking for the opportunity to go for the epicenter play, but he just could not quite find it. But even still, out of all of that, it's only the Bane that ends up dying. And really, Winstrike are actually going to the pit right now. Even though they don't have Chronosphere online, they do have epicenter. This Roshan's dying pretty damn quick, already on half HP. I don't know if PuckChamp knows what's going on. They're pinging out. Crit is here. And the rest of the team's coming in, but they've got to hurry up. Menez, he jumps in there deep. He got a lot of vision. They're super low on HP. The jump forwards. But again, the crit, he gets stopped before he can drop out the ultimate. And the stats, the Aegis actually falls into the hands of Dracho. Melachul actually ends up dying this time to Young G. Crit able to disengage. Drops the Mana Void to make a bit of space for him to disengage. He will get himself out there. Pantomime and Yamich also falling. This is a complete disaster for Winstrike. The only survivor is Cheshire Cat. And he's trying to run away. And it looks like he will make it. PuckChamp aren't too interested in chasing after him. That's a massive, massive mistake being made from Winstrike, trying to take that Roshan, especially without Chronosphere. If they had that up, then maybe they could have turned that situation around. Even still, PuckChamp just capitalized on it perfectly.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And they get down a free tier 1. Maybe might be able to pressure for more. Probably not. They're off pretty soon. Cheshire actually jumping in onto Melez. With a couple of stun locks, gets the Rolling Thunder up, gets the stun away. Now Young G's going to focus on Cheshire Cat, who's getting pretty damn low. Another stun forwards and one more shield crash, and he actually gets him taking it down. Cheshire Cat dies for his over-aggression once more. Young G, we're going to focus on some Melachul there, just forces out the BKB and disengages. But Tukalis doesn't have a BKB of his own. And he will be the casualty there for PuckChamp, but even still, you know, you end up taking down Cheshire Cat once again. You force out the BKB from Melachul, which I believe is it's on 7 seconds now. I mean, it costs Young G his own. This is on 8 at least, so it's not too bad. And I'm really starting to feel that the draft from Winstrike is starting to bite him in the ass here. Like, they just don't really have any team synergy. And there's been so much space made for crit at the moment that this man is going to be a real problem for them very soon. I mean, he already is a problem, to be honest.
The prize is mine.
Oh man. Oh no. I didn't see this before. Oh, god damn it. Hand of Midas, I mean, I know, right? Sure, Ogre can double cast. It makes Hand of Midas seem really good, right? But he's a position 5! He's a position 5! There should be much more important items to get. The allure of the double gold and all the XP and everything is really tantalizing, but it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. Tukalis does get caught here. Melez rolling through with the Rolling Thunder. They're actually going to buy back into this. Pantomime looks like it's going to be the sacrificial lamb running the opposite direction of the rest of the team. While Melez trying to stun lock onto Dracho as best as he can. With the feed script, they will manage to lock him down. And down he goes. Yamich Does drop down the stomp. Does take the connection onto anybody. I think it's just a matter of time before he drops Mana Voids to hold him in place. So 3 more kills for PuckChamp. Starting to cement their lead in this game right now. 9,000 gold. Are you going to drop the BM pause? Saying the lags. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Not at all. But yeah, it's just not working. It's just not. I don't understand the thinking of this lineup. It doesn't make any sense to me. What have they actually even really got for these big team fights? Nothing. They don't have anything. I mean, it's an Axe like that's nearly online for the ET. 1,300 gold away. What's that gonna do? What? I don't know. These supports are just not building support items, I swear. Like they're building as if they're cores. But they're not cores. They're supports, damn it. Yeah, it seems clunky. Seems clunky, seems messy, and seems like it wouldn't work. And it's not working. It's just not working. I don't know. Maybe they could pull something out of the bag and switch this game around. I mean, so far, it's really just been Melajul trying to carry his team as best as he can. 10, 1, and 7. Been there for 17 out of their 19 kills. Like, he's really been doing all the work at this stage. And the rest of his team's just really been dying. That's all they've been doing. Cheshire goes to quick blink out. Realising that he does actually die a lot more easy than he thought. So it's not going to be too ballsy to just keep on jumping in there. Meadows pinged out that ward. How do you know there's a ward there? Who did she ping that out? That seems really suspicious to me. Really, really suspicious. Double damage. Getting balled up from Young G. Looks like PuckChamp ready to take a fight soon, I think. They're all starting to get real damn fat. Young G runs into a couple of them. Gonna get jumped on here. Gets hit by the first stun. So there's the follow-up. Even still, the rest of his team is there. The Rolling Thunder controlling up Melez. Control the slide as best as they can. Melajul's Ulma did absolutely nothing. Out comes the Chronosphere. It doesn't get connected to Super. It locks in their own Sand King with the split. Does a lot of damage with the arrow. It gets connected to Tracho. In comes Crit with the Mana Void. Blows him up. Takes down Melajul as well. Ducalis does get taken down from Yamich in return, but it does not matter at all. 4 heroes dead for Winstrike. The only survivor is the Ogre Magi. And Melez wants to make it a full team wipe if he can. I mean, he's making them work for it. They're having to dive deep. I don't think they could find this. The shield crash even misses. There you go. They finally find him. 5 for 1. All they get is the position 5 Bane, which just is not worth it. It's not worth it at all. And they all TP all the way back to base, despite the fact that no one's really alive. Just poor old Young G left here to beat into the towers on his own. Which he can't do very quickly. Even Crit just goes back to farming. Because why the hell not? Let's go for the Aghanim Scepter. Quite a new one. That is rough. The most damage that got dealt out was from the support of the ET. The position 4 ET did more damage than the mid and the safe lane. Put together. Oof. That's bad. Yeah, Drachos is not doing anything. He has no damage. Despite the fact that he had a free lane, completely uncontested, he's just not really been able to bring much to the table here. There's just rolling through. Gets a nice flick off the side. We get touched. Then they finish Dracho yet again. Gone for 50. Fiends move on to Melajul just after he BKBs. And I think they call GG. Yeah, they do. They snap out. They call it. And I don't blame them at all. They were just getting dominated. Just in the same way that they crushed game number 1, PuckChamp responded in kind and just really laid down the law. And did not allow an opportunity for Winstrike to come back into that. And I 100% blame the draft. The draft was dumb. very dumb, made no sense, no synergy at all, and I'm going to be harsh and say that it deserved to lose. It deserved to lose. But even still, I'm sure PuckChamp happy with that. So they're looking to try and take the game number 3. Actually take this first best of 3 series. So I'll have to wait and see. But if you guys have enjoyed, please think about following me on my Twitch channel, my YouTube. Any help I get, I thoroughly appreciate. And I will see you all for game number 3, which will be coming up very soon.